to Braided Stories, a podcast here at Fort Lewis College. I'm Dahlia Coates.
And I'm Sarah Flower. Today we'll be talking about one of the directions of the strategic plan, student readiness. A really important one that I think incoming students, current students, and maybe even some alums are still learning about, what it means to be student ready. I think of when I came here as an alum in the early 2000s, things that I was not prepared for was like buying your own paper towels.
I was really stunned by the need for a Brita water filter or water filter of any kind. Just filtering your water, always a good call, I would say.
And things that you had just like anticipated in coming here, not only like the stuff, but I feel like it's managing time, managing your stress, managing getting to class. Those are all things big and small of what it means to be student ready. Dahlia, what do you think surprised you most as a senior here at Fort Lewis College about student readiness, a young gal out in the college life? What surprised you most?
I will say that the switch from high school, which is very scheduled, every day you're waking up at the same time, you're leaving school at the same time, stark difference coming here and realizing you can skip class, not go to class, not do your homework, and sleep all day.
It's a choice.
It was a choice I was making for a little bit, and I realized that like difference from having a schedule that was laid out for me and then a schedule I had to make myself was really big and not something I was prepared for. So I think being student ready is also being ready to face challenges and situations that you might not know about until you're in them already.
You know, I think what I learned here at being in Fort Lewis College is student readiness is also being wired around the clock tower. The dinging of the clock tower, I have been so honed in on for 20 years of my life now, of knowing the times and the tones. And for those of you who know, if you know, you know. But those are the big and small things. I love that you said that about, you kind of have to fail forward a little bit to figure out what that means to be student ready, and showing up and then recognizing the consequences of what that's like in not doing it.
And there's situations where you sometimes feel like I'm in this, it's the unknown, I don't know what to do. And there's so many resources on campus that are there to be your crutch when you don't know what to do.
I will say now, being on the other end of it and getting students to be ready, little things of, hey, how do you respond to emails? How do you show up to class on time? And there is some leeway in some departments of learning what that's like, even if it's remembering to eat, remembering to go to the dining hall, remembering to get that cup of coffee in the morning.
Or it'll make you feel good.
Please, it'll make everybody feel good if you take a shower. I do want to zoom out, though, a little bit about academics and what that means for student readiness. And as somebody who's a little more recent on that, Dahlia, what does that mean for you for student readiness?
Academically, being student ready just means doing your work on time, your homework, even when you know your friends want to go out at 7:30 p.m. and you get done with class at 5. Just spend 30 minutes to an hour just doing some homework. Because if you are ready to go to class, you're going to feel good about being in class, you're going to feel prepared, and you're going to get the most out of your learning experience.
You go out at 7:30 p.m.?
Well, it was more of like, when you're
old lady,
you're here and you're like, oh, time is a construct to me. I go to bed at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Gosh, I remember those days. Maybe I don't.
We're going to actually start our night at 7:30 this weekend.
Great.
As a test for you, a test,
okay.
See where you are on the spectrum.
I'll call you when I'm ready for that.
I will call your blocked number.
Sure. And part of that, I think, student readiness, too, is learning the systems and learning how to get involved with SkyHub, learning how to check Canva. Like, it has shifted, really, for those that are watching and listening that are alums or, people that had been a part of Fort Lewis College many, many moons ago. There's been so much that's shifted into getting students ready and connected, and I feel like so much more rapid information is coming your way, whether that's how to get involved on campus, whether that's when the theater department is showing things or the art show or anything cool that's happening over in Chem Hall. That information is so much more easily located than it ever was, and that's also part of what it is.
Yes, I think right now it's so everybody on campus wants to see students succeed, and they're creating resources or improving resources to make that happen, to make you not only ready for college but ready for the steps after college.
I'm really glad you highlighted that. This year is 40 years of TRIO. And TRIO, shout out to TRIO, who does so much here at Fort Lewis College for getting students built for success, first-gen students that might not have a family or a loved one ahead of you, helping you pave the way for what that is, whether that's a career readiness or getting ready to go to class and figuring out your schedule, advising. They do so much in figuring that out. And I know so many students at the college are first gen. I think it's such a cool way. Our president included a first gen student. Helping people navigate that is really important.
And like resources like career services want to see you, help you take that next step in college, finding a part-time job, full-time job while you're here, and post-college resume reviews, interview workshops. And I want to give a fat shout out to the Counseling Center. I love the Counseling Center here. They have such an amazing staff. They have supported me in so many ways, and I know so many students who have super inspiring stories about the Counseling Center.
It's a total game changer. So if you're somebody who has not connected any of these dots and you're struggling a little bit, the Counseling Center is absolutely where it's at.
And it's free.
For you, it's free.
For the students, it's free.
And really anybody should go to therapy. Student or not. But coming up next, we're going to have President Shotton highlight for the President's Corner a lot about talking to a student, Aiden Burke, a lot about what this failing forward in student readiness is all about. We'll be back with Respectfully Knows after the President's Corner.
Hi, welcome to Braided Stories. I'm Heather Shotton, president at Fort Lewis College. Today, I'm excited to have one of our amazing students, Aiden Burke, join us to talk about his experience here at Fort Lewis College. Welcome, Aiden.
Thank you very much for having me.
So excited. I have gotten to know you quite a bit this last year through various programs that you're a part of, and I've really enjoyed hearing your story. But maybe you could share with our listeners a little bit about your journey here at Fort Lewis College. Tell us what brought you here and what has been your path.
Absolutely. My journey here was pretty much one of chance. I didn't plan on attending college. I knew I just didn't have the money to do so. But my friends were able to convince me through a lost bet to apply to a college. And this was the one college I did actually apply to. And when I got in, I was very hesitant about actually attending just because I knew I didn't have the money to do so. But I still took that leap of faith. I did 1 year here. I was an art major. I didn't really connect with it as much as I thought I would. Throughout high school, that's pretty much all I did was art, but it ended up just not connecting in the same way for me. And when my second year hit, I was awarded the Reicher Scholarship. Mm-hmm. And from that point on, things just kind of kicked into overdrive for me. I was able to explore a major that I really cared about, accounting, that I really connected with and really loved doing. And ever since then, it's pretty much been full steam ahead.
I'm interested to hear a little bit more about this, but I have never heard a college student in all of my 20 plus years in higher ed saying that they applied to college on a lost bet. Tell me more.
I think it was a random night. Me and my friends were just hanging out after school, and all of them were kind of talking about how they're going to go to Boulder, they're going to go to CSU, all these big name colleges, and I knew I couldn't afford to go to college, so I didn't even really want to apply. I just didn't think it was worthwhile to me. And my friends were, just trying to convince me all night, and I finally said that on a coin flip, if I lost, I would apply to college. And that is a coin flip that I lost, and I'm very glad I lost it.
Well, I feel like maybe you lost the coin flip, but we won. Yeah. Like fate was on our side at Fort Lewis College because here you are. So for folks who haven't had the pleasure of getting to engage with you, you're a senior, you graduate in just a few months. It's February, right? Where's your hometown?
Yeah, I'm from Gunnison, Colorado, a really small town, home to Western State.
We don't talk about them.
Yeah, we don't talk about them.
But just up the road, you know, a little ways. And, you know, like I said, I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and more importantly, know your story. And, you know, as a Reiser Scholar and our Springboard Fellow, for folks that don't know about the Springboard Fellowship, tell them a little bit about what that experience is, what that's meant for you, and how it's helped you along your pathway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a generally just incredible opportunity. It's really built around bringing students up and getting them ready for their future careers. There's obviously a lot of stuff about college itself, but it's really about, as the name implies, kind of springboarding the students into their future, into their future career. So we take, you know, finance classes, we do a bunch of networking events and really try to get people connected with people in their desired professions, just so they kind of know what to look out for. We get connected with mentors here in the community. My mentor is Mark Wheeler. He is like right up my alley. It was an incredible first meeting, super awesome guy, and he's just introduced me to a lot of people, and I believe the same is pretty much for everyone in the program. And yeah, it's really just about getting all of our students here ready for the next step.
Yeah, definitely building up those skills and exposing you to different opportunities. I got to see you all in Denver in the fall when you all traveled up there and got to engage with some of our legislators and different leaders in the Denver community. And that was really amazing to watch. And I think it's been a great experience. So for those of you, our juniors and rising seniors who don't know about Springboard Fellowship, please be on the lookout and apply. It's a great opportunity, and I love the program. It's one of our presidential fellowship programs, and I think it does so much for our students in helping to build capital, your social capital and your networking skills, and really to, like you said, springboard you into that next phase of your life and your career. So you talked about college felt out of reach for you, and you were able to receive the Reiser Scholarship, which I think is transformative for many of our students and students across the state. And you talked about, you know, you came in with one major, you switched majors, and you've had various experiences here at Fort Lewis College. What advice would you give to an incoming student at Fort Lewis, and what's important, what's something they need to know?
Absolutely. I mean, I think just general financial advice, always look on departmental scholarships. That's the only reason I was able to find the Reiser Scholarship and the only reason why I'm in college, period. But more generally, I think just trying to find something that you're really passionate about, whether that be your major, your minor, or just kind of the friends at the college, has been incredibly helpful for me. I also think that connecting with people outside of your major is probably one of the most transformative things that has happened to me. You know, by trade, I am an accountant at this point, but most of my very close friends are in the political science and the philosophy departments. And that is able to give me a new perspective and bring what I learned from them into my major and my career. And it's really kind of created a holistic learning experience that I don't think you would get at a lot of other colleges. So take use of that. That's
great advice. What's been one of your favorite things about Fort Lewis College? You've been here 4 years now. So what's been a favorite memory? What do you love about Fort Lewis?
What do I love about Fort Lewis? That's a loaded question. I definitely think the professors. I think that anywhere else you're not going to get the quality of professors while also maintaining the closeness you have to them. I'm able to go to professors that I've never even had in class before, who just have a wealth of knowledge to pass on, and I'm able to still connect with them, even if I don't know them really at all. And being able to just pursue opportunities because of that. Like I was able to just go to an accounting professor and ask her to help her with research. And because of, you know, our proximity and the amount of times that we've actually had classes together, it was just like an instant opportunity that I was able to get. I think that's probably what Fort Lewis does the best, is our professors do care to a degree that I don't think a lot of other colleges do. And they really do want everyone to succeed.
Absolutely. You heard it here first from Aiden Burke. Our professors are better than everybody else. I couldn't agree more. So, favorite spot on campus?
Probably the info desk on the weekend where I work.
Okay.
Because no one comes in, and I get a clock 6 hours of work for doing homework.
All right. That's a great spot. And you get to see all the action when you're at the info desk.
I get to see the ping pong games.
Intense ping pong
Very
games.
intense, yes.
What's next for you, Aiden?
Once I graduate, I will be doing an internship with KPMG in Denver, one of the big 4 accounting firms. And I'm still deciding between which grad school I end up going to, but after that, I'll be accepting one of my grad school offers and going there.
And I understand there are probably multiple offers for grad school.
Hopefully. We'll
All
see.
right. Well, wishing you the best of luck. Thank you for joining us. And as I said, I have really enjoyed learning about your story and your journey, and really what you share about what is so special here at Fort Lewis College. And am looking forward to shaking your hand in a few months as you cross that stage at graduation. Thank you to Aiden Burke, and thank you all for joining us at Braided Stories.
Thank you, President Shotton. I didn't know you could gamble your way to Fort Lewis College, but where there's a will, there's a way. So thanks so much for Aiden, too, a great example of what it is to be a skyhawk and moving forward there.
I think we should talent up for Aiden really quickly, yes.
Throbbing
talent for Aiden.
Yeah. I love it. And thanks to President Shotton for that. And bringing around this sense of resiliency and growth is so important. I think relatable to so many different people on campus and beyond. And that you don't have to do college alone. I think that's so much of what I have felt at Fort Lewis College and seen throughout the students here is that somebody is always out reaching a hand.
And college is a really good learning opportunity to balance stress management, free time, self-care, figuring out your threshold. Maybe sometimes giving 100% all the time is not sustainable. And I think a big part of being a student and then a professional is recognizing when you just need to bring it back from 100%, take some time for yourself, recharge. Yeah.
That's great advice. And I've seen these students across campus really managing multiple jobs. Maybe some of them have a family. Maybe some of them are traveling really far. I think the uniqueness of students' drive varies. But I think you're right into maybe dialing it down a little bit and taking some time for yourself.
Yeah.
Is huge too. So maybe it's using some of our resources. Earlier we mentioned TRIO and First Gen Career Services, and of course the Counseling Center. Just a few of the many resources. SkyHub again, to check out SkyHub, to feel like a way, where can I connect and where do I see myself here at the college? So that's all a part of what it is to be student ready here. Are we ready for our Respectfully Knows? This is actually something that I love to do and think about.
I'm waiting. I'm
in
excited.
Between production, Delia. I'm like, what are my Respectfully Knows?
It's
Do you
really
want to bring them?
A Respectfully Know, in my opinion, before we start,
Okay.
is an observation that is just so in the moment. There are a lot of non-gendered bathrooms on campus. Shout out, awesome. If you are somebody who uses the non-gendered bathroom and you put the seat up and you leave it up, I respectfully am knowing that. Please put the seat down anytime you need to put it up. I don't want to touch where somebody's butt has been.
Oh, really?
No, sometimes I get a little foot up and I kick it down, but
Oh, yeah.
but it's like my hands don't need to be near.
You're not a
toilet seat.
hoverer. in every
No,
scenario.
I don't have that core and quad strength. You know, are you a hoverer?
I
Be
am a
honest.
hoverer. Yeah, for sure.
We're learning a lot about Sarah today.
In one way or the other.
Oh,
I like it. My Respectfully No is hammering the door assistant's handicap,
yes.
right? The automatic door, like it's a buzzer of a game show. We don't, it's going to open. We don't need to aggressively hammer those out so that they don't work. And really, if you're able-bodied,
Open the door.
open the door. And frankly, open the door and hold it for somebody else.
Respectfully, yes. Holding the door, yes.
Respectfully, no, when it's like not too far, if it's too far away. And then you're having to hustle for the kind gesture.
Yes.
There is that.
Yes.
There is that balance to that.
My next respectfully no is respectfully no to forgetting your CAS login and then having to reset your password. Hey, autosave it, write it down. We've all been there in the trenches when we forget the password and we got to send an email or put it in an assignment really quick. Just remember that password. It's very important. And you know what? Respectfully no to sharing it with anybody. How about that? How about that?
100%. And that is so niche for those of you that know CAS, for those that are listening that might not know that's your password for campus. That gets you into all the goods. I'm going to go ahead and respectfully know Microsoft Outlook emoji response. I don't look at that right away. That takes me a little bit to register. I'm fine in a text. Microsoft Outlook, hard pass.
And then sometimes it's just send me an email. Let me know you saw it. Sometimes the emoji reaction, I don't know if you fully comprehended what the email I sent you said. So, respectfully, no.
Respectfully, no to that one. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Braided Stories here at Fort Lewis College. I'm Sarah Flower.
And I'm Dahlia Coates. Talons up.